I'm telling you, something is in the air in South Africa. There is something in the air. And I'm telling you, one day we are going to wake up to rude awakening. Now, we have politicians that are spitting right on our faces, calling us all sorts of names. Intellectuals with PhDs, they are also throwing ish on our faces and saying that we are peddling hate, and they're calling us xenophobic, and they're calling us all sorts of names because they're not where we are at, the grassroots, where we get to experience things firsthand. And I've challenged one of the so-called intellectuals when they were, some people come privately to me using emails and say, hey, I disagree with you here, here, and there. And I always challenge them. And I know they'll never come back. I challenge them, wake up at 12 a.m. from your comfortable bed that is warm up there in the ivory tower, hop onto your vehicle and drive to any township near you and see and go straight to a local clinic. Come back and tell me, what did you see? As cold as it is, as I am filming this video at 5 a.m. or to 5 a.m., there have been old people, South Africans, our grandmothers, our elderlies. They slept on a pavement of that clinic because they are hoping, not that they are hoping that they are going to see a doctor today, not like last month or the months prior, where just before they got to see a doctor, either the clinic closed on their face because, people have to knock off, or that last medication for the chronic illness that old people have got finished. And now, when they get paid their what do you call this elderly grant, they have to take a whole chunk of that grant to go to a pharmacy so that they can keep alive. You know why they need to keep alive? Because they are taking care of the grandchildren whose parents probably have passed away. Those politicians couldn't give a rat's tail about those stories. Those so-called intellectuals, they couldn't care less about those stories. They don't. And in most cases, South Africans are always pushed at the back of the line, irrespective of what time they came. And all the illegal foreigners are pushed forward. You know why? Because they fork out money to the security. They fork out money to the clerk. They fork out money to the nurses and fork out money to the doctor. And all these foreign nationals, because they understand what works in South Africa, what makes South Africa go around. It's money. And then honest and unsuspecting South Africans sit outside, cold or raining or hot outside. They have to sit there because they don't have money to bribe their way in. And I said to him, and if you are brave enough in your fancy car, sleep there, observe what goes on, especially just before the clinic opens. Suddenly you that means a group of people that were never in the queue to begin with, and all of them speak strange languages, not South African languages. And they walk in because they already paid the security guard. And the security guard knows, okay, this money I'm going to divide it amongst myself, the clerk, and the nurses. And then you are calling those elderly women xenophobic. Do you know how many funerals in 2025 I had gone to that were unnecessary simply because the people that I went to their funerals, they either got sick, something that could have been avoided and lived, but there were no beds. There was no doctor. ER was no longer ER. See, what's that where you're highly sick? ICU. It's now turned into either a what you call the where people give birth. Yeah, because there are so many of them. They just are pregnant. You are a refugee and you're still opening your legs and breathing in a country that is not yours. I can never understand that. That's stupidity at the highest level. You still opening your legs in a foreign land and you are a refugee. Aye, come on. Come on. But here it is again. Things keep disapproving, not disapproving, it keeps showing the Malemas how wrong they are. Just recently, this is not even the end product. These are ingredients of white powder called Mandrax. Ingredients. Just recently, we discovered that there's a clandestine drug lab somewhere in the Northwest. And I said, I don't think that's the only one because I remember there was another one that was discovered, I think, 2 years ago in Limpopo. And I believe there are more. And there's a huge one. Oh, there's a big one that is not discovered yet. How do I know there's a huge one? Because 3 Malawians tried to cross the border into South Africa with ingredients to go manufacture Mandrax in South Africa, worth almost R1 billion, 998,092 rand. Round it off to the nearest number, it's R1 billion. So there's a clandestine lab out there that was waiting for these ingredients. And Julius Malema will sit, does number 2, pick it up with his hand and throw it at us. So what does this mean? There was a whole bunch of South African. To think about it, it brings me to tears. It brings me to tears. There was a bunch of South African children that were supposed to get killed by that. Let's compose ourselves. 1 billion rand worth of ingredients to manufacture drugs that was going to kill our future. And we must keep quiet. We must keep quiet because that's xenophobia. Our children, lawyers, doctors, accountants, engineers, name it, was supposed to be wiped clean by this. And we're supposed to keep quiet. Damn it. That's what Julius Malema tells us. The Human Rights Commission tell us another complete nonsense. And I just told you, I don't know how many funerals I had to attend in 2025 that were unnecessary. But no illegal foreigners that are flooding hospitals. Guess who's the head of research? A Ugandan. Do you think a Ugandan is going to tell the full picture and the true picture of what's going on in our clinics? I see people saying, I see a petition going on TikTok to disband the South African Human Rights Commission. That's impossible. You cannot do it. It's a constitutional act. It's chapter 9 of the Constitution. It's not an entity that is sitting on its own, isolated. It's part of the Constitution. And the Constitution is for South Africans. But tell me why the Human Rights Commission is not fighting for South Africans. What we need to do as South Africans is take the Human Rights Commission to court so that it is reminded of its mandate according to the Constitution. It's to the people of South Africa, not international Human Rights Commission. The international human rights is there. It's run by the United Nations. 1 billion rand. How many South African children were supposed to be killed by this? So there is a clandestine drug lab that exists somewhere in this country where this merchandise or shipment was supposed to be delivered. I get it. I get it. Report what is happening at our borders. But at the same time, I feel like this gives or gave a tip to those who were supposed to receive these ingredients to make a run for it. Instead of intelligently, you remember, I don't know how our intelligence work. I have no idea. But this is what I would have done. We detected some nefarious ingredients or shipment, and then we follow the truck without it knowing we are following it all the way to its final destination. I know that the final destination is going to be a storeroom of some sort, but place intelligence there, because the owner eventually will come using a different truck to take this shipment to the clandestine drug lab. And that way, that's how you catch the big fish. And something tells me, once again, Mexicans are involved. Or some people from South America. And do you think no politician in this country that is also involved? You'll be joking. I've said before, we need to pay attention to political parties that suddenly have 1 billion rand to run for local government elections, because that's how much it costs to run elections in this country. Not cheap. Where did they get that money? It should be our question. Avoid that political party with everything that you've got, because the people that they're going to be feeding you as councillors, PR councillors, mayors, and you name them, they are going to be linked to the cartel that manufacture these drugs. Those drugs need to be distributed to their constituencies. Wake up, my people. Wake up. If you remember the apartheid government, how it also made sure that the population, especially the black population, was never sober. That's why they had bottle stores everywhere. They rather take bottle stores and pump them all in townships, so that the money you earn from the white people in the white areas and you come with it to the township, you spend it on alcohol, and that money goes back. It goes back to that economy, the white economy, the apartheid government. And we were played psychologically to spend our money on frivolous things, and on top of that, suppressed and exploited. What is happening right now? This government knows something, and this government is implementing what it knows in making sure that the young South Africans, all they ever do is dance, get drunk, and never question things. And now feeding them with drugs. Just feed them, and feed them. Let them all be high. Sometimes even get unalived by these things. So that they do what? What is the end goal here? What is the end goal here? What must happen to South Africa? Who are the people that are leading us, guys? Have we ever asked that question? Who are these people? Are they even South Africans? Because I have never in my life felt so hated by my government. Yes, in the previous regimes, there was an element, oh, we don't care. What we care about is our pocket, aligning our pockets, our girlfriends, and all of those people. But this one brazenly hates South Africans, and you can never convince me otherwise. This regime hates South Africans, particularly black South Africans. 1 billion rand worth of drug ingredients that was supposed to be unaliving our children, the future of this country. Who are these people that are in our government? Why their allegiance is not to South Africans and South Africa? You know, when I heard the news, I could not stop crying. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. You have a child right now, your bundle of joy. There's a plan, a bad plan for your child. A bad plan. And it's enabled by our government. Oh, they're going to come and say, but we intercepted. Why are you crying? How many more are inside the country? How many more clandestine drug labs we have in the country? You have intelligence. Why aren't you using this intelligence? I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know in which way I should say to my fellow South Africans, vote wisely. There are those that are adamant about Julius Malema. Fine. I've always known that something is not right, and they always came for me. And some managed to escape, and they're coming to me and say, but Clancis, you've been talking about this guy forever, and we always thought you were jealous of him or you hate him. Two things that I couldn't give a rat's tail about. And only thing that I cared about is them. You are being misled. You are being used. But they don't see it. I wonder what is their take on this 1 billion rand worth of drug ingredients that was supposed to come in and alive themselves, even their children in the EFF. You hate black people. Hey, Africa unite here in South Africa. I mean, I did not sign up for that. I'm a South African first. When I travel with South African documents, it's written there, South African or South Africa. But they want to dumb down ideology that they cannot sell in the northern of Africa. I can only be convinced of Pan-Africanism when Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, all of those countries say, yeah, we buy into that. Somalis don't even believe in that, including Ethiopians, because they don't consider themselves Africans. But no, let's go where it's easy. Because you know why it's easy here? We are high, we are drunk, and we are voting cows. That's why it's so easy for them to say the things that they are saying to us. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I really don't know. I do believe that South Africa is God's country, and God keeps revealing and showing us that, look, I can never tempt you beyond what you can bear. But it's still a lot. it's still heavy because it involves children. They are defenseless. They are vulnerable. They are gullible. They are curious. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. I'm not speechless. I'm mad. I am so angry. I am so angry. But again, fellow South Africans, keep pressing the boot. Ukuhamba bona bazohamba. Asijiki. Asijiki because asihlanyi. We are not crazy. I don't know what more they want to see. I really don't. But anyways, guys, whatever you do, please enjoy your... Is it Friday? Thursday? What's the date today? Yo. Enjoy your Friday. Whatever you do, take care of those little ones. Protect them. I know you can't be around them all the time. Maybe we need to start having drug test kits in our homes, that every time a kid walks into the house, we have to prick them so that we can quickly detox them. I don't know. Take them to rehab. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. But we need to do something to save them. Defend this country. I say this because I mean it. Defend this country with everything you have. You have everything. Ukuhamba bona bazohamba. Asijiki. Goodbye.